Hello, my name is Tia, also known as Costume Fiend, because I'm both evil and excessively fond of dressing up. To start off this one, I wanted to first say that I love the ocean. I'm also scared of the ocean. These things are not mutually exclusive, and in fact, I think that any love of the ocean should come with a little bit of fear. The Sea Beast is an animated movie which came out in 2022, and after watching it for the first time recently, I can definitely say that it captures that love and fear perfectly. I mean, from start to finish. The way the movie opens was so visually pleasing. The contrast of the stormy sea and a ship burning and sinking in the background with a young boy trying to stay afloat was perfect. Then it's topped off with a creepy and ominous creature just below the surface, and if you experience thalassophobia, I think that's how it's pronounced, which is an intense phobia of large or deep water, you will likely be triggered. That scene isn't even the only example of that, but it's the first one, and it kind of sets you up for those other moments later on. I'd be lying if I said I ever wanted to experience that, but it was very fun and creepy to watch. When I was discussing all of this with my sister, who watched it with me, I also noted that the designs of the sea beasts themselves kind of reminded me of the approach the character designers and animators must have taken with Monsters Inc. Given that children were the primary audience for both movies, there needed to be a balance of the designs being believably scary to the people in the film, but also not too scary to put kids off of enjoying it. And so they, like the main characters, come to empathize with them later on. It's not an easy balance, and obviously, different kids can handle different things, but like with Monsters Inc., I think they nailed it. Also, on the topic of character designs, I pretty much love them all. The crew of The Inevitable, like the ship with pretty much the main characters on it, they all look amazing, and the diversity in body type, gender, race, and facial features was a visual treat. As I noticed someone point out, normally in a movie like this, there'd be only like one female character on that kind of ship, but not in the Sea Beast. There were several noticeable ladies, including a black first mate that our young black girl protagonist could look up to. And speaking of said protagonist, I personally thought she was well done. A lot of people have pointed out that her, hair was well animated and felt realistic, and I agree. Um, I think that I brought this up when I talked about We Bare Bears, but little kid characters can sometimes be hit or miss for me for a variety of reasons. But I think Maisie was very likable, and I was definitely rooting for her. As for her reluctant father figure, Jacob, other people have kind of pointed out that he looks a bit like a combination of Flynn Rider and Kristoff, which, don't get me wrong, visually I can see that. But between the three of them, I kind of think I like Jacob's design best, and honestly like him better as a character overall. I remember reading somewhere that like Flynn Rider's design was kind of like based off of the women kind of creating a handsome contest kind of thing and picking the design they like best. I think that like Flynn Rider kind of definitely comes across Han Solo-y, which I definitely get, but that's not really my personal thing. So yeah, I think characters like Jacob in one of the earlier Flynn Rider designs that also features him a little bit is kind of for my flavor. Um, and I called him a reluctant father figure, but to be honest, he was basically in dad mode almost immediately. Even before he meets Maisie, we see how he treats a younger crew member and can tell he's a good and reasonable guy, all while still being compelling to watch. It was good to see him and Maisie's relationship develop into a found family one, especially with the addition of Maisie's pet Blue, a little kind of baby sea creature who Jacob goes from yeeting into the sun to gently placing in the water and then eventually letting Maisie keep him. And they're arguably Team Mom Red. Red is pretty much the major sea creature in the movie that kind of allows both Maisie and Jacob to unlearn some of their notions about what these creatures are like. Apparently, this movie might be getting a sequel, and I'm definitely curious because it could go in so many different directions. There's so much lore potential with the sea beasts and the origins of the kingdom, and that creepy, not really a sea witch lady. I'd be happy with a lot of different options. I'd even be down for a prequel, to be honest. We got glimpses of many potential sea creatures, and given that we only see one of most of them, the potential for there to be another one of any of them would be awesome. Given how bigger sea creatures tend to work, it makes sense that they wouldn't travel in packs or anything. Also, I kind of touched on it in the beginning, but it's not just the character designs that are awesome. The animation and the cinematography as a whole looks so good. I know this might come off as weird, but I don't care. Well animated water is definitely one of my favorite things visually. I mean, because in real life, I could look at water like all day. So, Moana, for example, isn't necessarily my favorite Disney movie, though I do like it. But the animated water stuff definitely gave it extra points for me personally. Likewise, the sea beast makes the ocean seem both awesome and scary in just the right balance, which only helps to emphasize that's an annoying one the points the story was trying to make about humans' relationships to the creatures. If you haven't seen The Sea Beast, I'm not sure why you'd be listening to this, but I would recommend it, especially if you like How to Train Your Dragon. And I've seen other people compare it to Nimona, which I'm gonna watch eventually, and even a dash of Treasure Planet. Also, if you like the found family trope, it does that really well to me. Other than that, leave a like if you liked, subscribe for more nerdy rambling, and as always, have a good one.